Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back for another review on the channel as we look at a film from Federico Fellini, in quite an underrated film, as we talk about Arrow Academy's release of Orchestra Rehearsal on Blu-ray. Or this thing right here. Beautiful, beautiful right here. As always, I want to thank you all so much for supporting the channel and watching the videos. I know I have been away for a minute now, but I'm back. I was, on break, and I was in with my family for holidays and stuff like that. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and just I took a week off, and now we're back. But of course, if you enjoy content like this or content about physical media, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, make sure that you go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single piece of content that comes to the channel. And of course, if you would like to lend an extra helping hand, please go ahead and visit my Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdykchicano and check out some tiers for some early access to videos just like this, or some exclusives like video essays. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So this is next up in our reviews. We're going to be looking at an Orchestra Rehearsal. This is being released by Arrow Academy. This is Arrow Video's other, company where they put out films like Orchestra Rehearsal, Cinema Paradiso, Voice of the Moon. I've bought a couple of Arrow Academies, but this was one that I bought last year and I never got to watch it, and now I finally sat down, watched it, so I want to discuss it with you all. So first, let's go ahead and look at the packaging here. So this is the front of the Blu-ray. This is the back. This is the spine. Let's see if I can get that. Oh no, that's not going to show. So right there, the spine. And of course, every Arrow comes with reversible artwork. So this is actually the reversible one. I'm gonna guess this is the original poster for the film. So there it is. Of course, you have a booklet. Pretty nice booklet here. Back. And you have essays and info about the transfer and stuff like that. Really interesting stuff here, and yeah, really cool. Plus, you also usually get like a nice little ad for upcoming titles that might be coming out from Arrow Academy. Of course, this is from a while ago, so this film is already available on Arrow Academy if you want it. This is The Apartment. Of course, if you all want a better version of it, The Apartment was released by, I believe, Kino Lorber on 4K Ultra HD, and this is just the Blu-ray from Arrow. And of course, you have your Blu-ray disc right there. So that is the packaging and contents for Orchestra Rehearsal from Arrow Academy. Now, before we get into the review, let me go ahead and read to you all a little bit from the back of this release. Made in 1978 for Italian television, Orchestra Rehearsal is possibly Federico Fellini's most satirical and overtly political work. An allegorical pseudo-documentary, the film depicts an Italian television crew's visit to a dilapidated auditorium, a converted 13th century church, to meet an orchestra assembling to rehearse under the instruction of a tyrannical conductor. The TV crew interviewed the various musicians, who each speak lovingly about their chosen instruments. However, as petty squabbles break out amid the different functions of the ensemble and the conductor berates his musicians, the meeting descends into anarchy and vandalism. A destructive crescendo ensues before the musicians regroup and play together once more in perfect harmony. Abounding with its director's trademark rich imagery and expressive style, Orchestra Rehearsal marks the last collaboration between Fellini and the legendary composer Nino Rota, due to the latter's death in 1979, who provides one of his most beautiful themes in the film's conclusion. The special edition contents in this are a brand new 2K restorations from the original film elements produced by Arrow Films exclusively for this release, high definition Blu-ray 1080p presentation, original 1.0 mono sound, Optional English subtitles. Richard Dreyer on Nino Rota and Orchestra Rehearsal. The film scholar talks about the great composer and his last collaboration with Fellini. Orchestrating Discord, a visual essay on the film by Fellini biographer John Baxter. Gallery featuring rare poster and press materials of the film from the Fellini collection of Don Young. And a reversible sleeve featuring 2 original artwork options. That's all you get with this release, and of course, this is the second Fellini title in the Arrow catalog, so you can get this one and Voice of the Moon, though this is the only one that is Blu-ray only. Voice of the Moon is available in a double format with Blu-ray and DVD. So I'd say that I did enjoy this film. I think that it is very different from the other movies from Federico Fellini. Of course, this is no 8.5, this is no La Strada, this is no Nights of Cabiria, but it is a very interesting work from Fellini. It's exactly like it's described. It's satirical, political drama that is framed as a mockumentary, where basically the orchestra is the citizens of Italy and the conductor is sort of playing a dictator, very Mussolini-esque figure in Italian society. And throughout the film you do see how that kind of contrasts with the way that Fellini grew up during, fascist times in Italy. I love the themes, and I love the music from Nino Rota's final score with Federico Fellini. There is no other way to explain it. Nino Rota is truly, to me, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, composer of all time. He is right there next to Ennio Morricone, and to have this final collaboration with Federico, and where he really pours out some of his best work, is truly magnificent. You hear bits and pieces of stuff like from La Strada, from 8.5, from Dolce Vita, and they all mesh together so well to create this final collaboration where the two most synonymous people who work together kind of create a beautiful, beautiful visual and audio template for a film like this. I really don't have much else to say other than the fact that I did like this. There's nothing amazing about the performances. You have some crazy parts in this film, like people making love with each other while chaos ensues, vandalizing the church or wherever they're practicing, and you have a really interesting kind of juxtaposition between the chaos and the order of the conductor, and you have all these things that are kind of like working with each other to kind of create a interesting sort of dissection of chaos within Italian society. And Federico does it well, but it's just nothing that to me was amazing. It wasn't anything that surprised me like a lot of the work that he's known for, and that I've said before on this channel that I was a really big fan of. But I think that it is pretty underrated because there's no other film kind of like this one in his catalog, where he's so overtly political and he's so overtly giving his stance on how he feels. And I think because of that, Fellini creates a really interesting portrayal of madness within an orchestra that kind of details what it's like to live under a dictator rule and always have somebody who's kind of breathing down your neck. Now, let's talk about this restoration. I watched this film on my Panasonic 4K player on my TCL 4K TV, and of course I benefited from some upscaling. I'll go ahead and just get the audio stuff right out of the way. This isn't an incredible audio track. It sounds pretty much decent. It's not anything amazing. I've got to say that they worked with what they had, and you're not gonna get the most amazing sound audio restoration of this film from something like this, and I don't really expect there to be, because I think it's just doing the work that needs to be done. So like, music just needs a sound balance, dialogue needs a sound balance, there's no hissing, there's no scratching. So I think they did a fine job. It's nothing like Criterion Collection's restorations they put out on the Essential Fellini set, where they actually have some amazing audio tracks. But in this one, it's simple, it's good enough, and it does its job. Now, the video restoration is good as well, but there's not a lot of room there to really say that there was an amazing video restoration done on the film. Of course, I've never seen this film before. I've never seen what it used to look like, but I know that that, for example, on the Essential Fellini set, films like Intervista, they used to look pretty bad, were able to be, restored and given a really good restoration and cleanup. Stuff like Roma as well. Roma, they used to look pretty bad as well, were able to be given a good 2K restoration, and they got a really good look out of it. So I'm not sure where that kind of followed with Orchestra Rehearsal, or if maybe, the original camera negatives, this is how it used to look like, and it was just the film stock that was used that it looked like this. But I found it to be just fine. It wasn't anything amazing. I didn't think it was bad. We all have definitely seen what happens when they do a bad restoration, but this one is not terrible. I did like the look of it, but it's just nothing that I would say is out of the ordinary, and it's definitely not the best work that Arrow has put out in their catalog. But I've got to say that I did enjoy Orchestra Rehearsal, and I'm really happy that I finally got to watch this film from one of my favorite directors of all time. To keep up to date with me on all things social media, make sure you follow me at The Nerd Chicano on both Instagram and Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Serialized, and Letterboxd, all that stuff. I'm on the same at the same places, so it's not hard to find me. Make sure you keep up to date with all the things that we do on the Nerdcore by visiting thenerdcore.com. That's our website that we have all our stuff linked through there, and you can check out articles and podcasts and just keep up to date with all that stuff on there. I'll see you all next week for another review, but in the meantime, that's been all. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you tell me in the comments whether you like Orchestra Rehearsal. Did you buy this edition from Arrow, or are you looking into it now because of this review? Just talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, to my wonderful, renowned cinephiles and scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you all in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.